Okay, so another weird dream that I had. I was, trying to go to bed, sleeping, when a friend of mine, walks into my room. It was Firestar, and he woke me up asking me about some sort of a game, and I was like, whatever. I was half asleep, so I was like, yeah, sure. And I just was trying to go back to sleep, and he came and he woke me up again over something to drink, and then he came up and woke me up again about 5 minutes later over some food. And I was like, dude, stop waking me up. He's like, sorry. He continues to do this for hours. Legit 5 hours he comes and he wakes me up over stuff like food, games, and whatever else. God only knows. I was half asleep when he was asking me this, so I really don't remember, but yeah, all I know is that I was really annoyed, and at some point when he tried to go to sleep, I kept on waking him up constantly. And he was like, dude, stop. And I said, well, why you keep on waking me up? And he said, he didn't say anything. He was just like, he was regretting waking me up every 5 minutes. And, yeah, that, hasn't happened again since, but the next morning he was really angry at me for continuously waking him up, and I said, well, that's what you get for waking me up when I don't want to be woken up. And he was like, oh, touche, whatever. He said it was important, and I was like, yeah, you think video games and stuff are important? And he said, maybe. And I said, no. He said, well, food is. And I said, you can catch your own food. He said, what about water? And I said, there's a whole stream outside you can drink from for hours. And I was like, you don't need to wake me up to know this. So the next day, I just kicked him out of my house, and I said, don't come back here at night. So, yeah, he didn't come back for a couple of weeks. At least not at night for a couple of weeks. Eventually, I started letting him stay over at my den for, the night again. And, he started waking me up again. So, he got kicked out for the whole year. I did not let him come back into my house for a whole legit year. He wasn't too happy about it, but he dealt with it because he knew he was getting what he deserved. And you know what? Honestly, I'm very happy that he was not in my house during that time because I was very, very tired with going out and hunting a lot of people and random things just to entertain myself. I would go out in the daytime and hang with him, maybe go down to the stream, maybe go out to bars and stuff, but he would never come home with me at night. Which means I had to try my best to stay sober to make sure he didn't follow me home. Usually I'd try to get him to get all drunk, and then I'd just send him to his house to wait for him to fall asleep, and then, I would get up and ditch him. I just kind of lay down by him until he fell asleep, and honestly, not gonna tell you what happened, but he did some pretty weird things in his sleep. So I eventually stopped sleeping on the couch next to him when he was trying to fall asleep, and I just, laid on the floor next to him. He'd always put his tail on me or his arm on my head or something, and I'd eventually just cover him up and leave. I'd just be like, up and ditch him. I know it sounds kind of mean, but if you knew what he did in his sleep, you would understand. And you probably wouldn't even want to go to his house. But yeah, he's an interesting dude. So yeah, I'd go back home and stuff, just chill in my own house, just do what I want, go home. I'd usually get drunk at my own house though, because once he was asleep, I didn't have to worry, so I could get drunk at my own house all I want. Although I do like getting drunk with friends because we tend to do some pretty weird things, and we always make sure we capture it on camera. That's a thing we do. We make sure we catch it on camera, and yeah, we do some pretty weird things. So I was sitting at my house, after I put him to bed, and all of a sudden I hear a knock at my door, and I'm expecting it to be Nightmare Machine because I expected Nightmare Machine to come over on that one night. And no, it was him. It was Firestar. He came over, continuously woke me up again and again. I mean, he was drunk, so I was like, oh no. So I just, kind of let him stay over for that one night, and he kept on waking me up and I couldn't even really understand what he was saying. A lot of the things he was saying was very interesting, and I was not too interested in it, but I just let him ramble on, even though I was kept up for most of the night. But yeah, he eventually left in the morning, and you know, that's kind of the end of it. He's banned from coming to my house for a full 3 years now. So sorry, Firestar.